Have you ever stopped to ask yourself why the concept of God generates so much controversy and at the same time such fascination? Could it be that the true essence of the divine has been hidden from us? And what if I told you there is something that the elite doesn't want you to discover about God, a secret capable of transforming your life completely? In this video, we will explore profound mysteries that cross the boundaries between history, spirituality, and power. You will understand how beliefs have been shaped, why certain knowledge has been concealed, and most importantly, how to access the truth that lies within you. So, stay with me until the end, because every second will be a revealing journey. And before we continue, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notifications so you don't miss any content as impactful as this one. Now, let's dive deep into this fascinating quest. Why are we always searching for God? Since the dawn of humanity, people have always wondered, where do we come from? Where are we going? And what is the meaning of our existence? These questions are not mere curiosities. They represent an almost instinctive search for something greater, something that gives meaning to the chaos of life. The earliest civilizations already recorded this search. The Sumerians, with their gods who resided in the stars, the Egyptians who linked divine power to the pharaoh, and even isolated tribes who saw the divine in the nature around them. But what do all these cultures have in common? The idea that God is not only outside of us, but also within us. This relentless search has shaped religions, philosophies, and even science. However, throughout history, something peculiar happened. The elite began to control the narratives. Why? Because the idea of a God directly accessible by humans, without intermediaries, threatened the power structures that relied on religious or political authority. And it is precisely here that we begin to realize the great secret. The elite do not want you to discover that God is closer than you think. The great hidden revelations. What did ancient civilizations know? When we look at the history of ancient civilizations, we realize that they possessed a profoundly advanced spiritual understanding. But what exactly did these cultures know that has been erased or distorted over the centuries? The Egyptians, for example, believed in the principle of Ma'at, a universal harmony that governed the cosmos. For them, spiritual balance was not just a belief, but a science. Similarly, the Hindus, with their Vedas, described connections between the human mind and a universal divine energy, something that, surprisingly, resonates with recent discoveries about energy fields and quantum physics. But what happened to this knowledge? During the era of imperial and colonial domination, much of this understanding was suppressed or reinterpreted by the elites who sought control. Sacred texts were destroyed, spiritual traditions were marginalized, and in many cases replaced with beliefs that reinforced power hierarchies. What is most curious is that even with the suppression, traces of these revelations remain. Have you ever heard of the Nazca Lines in Peru or the pyramids of Egypt? These monuments are not just historical landmarks, they are clues to hidden knowledge that connected spirituality, astronomy, and energy. What the elites don't want you to know is that these ancient civilizations were far more connected to the divine essence than we can imagine. They didn't just believe in God. They understood how to access this force, something that, if discovered today, could empower millions. The role of the elite in controlling spiritual knowledge. Now, let us address one of the most controversial and important points, the role of the elite in controlling spiritual knowledge. Have you ever wondered why some truths are kept secret while others are widely spread? And more intriguingly, why does this control exist? The answer is simple. Power over spirituality is one of the most effective forms of social control. Historically, many of the great institutions of power, from empires to major organized religions, did not view religion merely as a spiritual practice, but as a tool for domination. For centuries, those who controlled access to sacred knowledge were able to govern the masses, manipulating their beliefs and consequently their actions. This was done so efficiently that many spiritual truths were distorted or even erased. For example, the idea that God is accessible to all was transformed into the belief that only a small group of priests or spiritual leaders could mediate this relationship. This created a chasm between humanity and the divine, perpetuating the notion that only a few chosen ones had the power to access divine revelations. Thus, those at the top of the spiritual and social pyramid were able to maintain control over others. Moreover, the belief that true spiritual knowledge should be protected and transmitted only to a select circle helped shape the history of entire civilizations. The control of sacred texts, as seen in the burning of books and the censorship of ancient manuscripts, was a deliberate strategy to prevent the people from accessing knowledge that could alter the balance of power. But the good news is that today, thanks to increased access to information and collective awakening, this secret is beginning to dissipate. A true relationship with the divine requires no intermediaries. What the elites tried to conceal is now starting to be revealed. Science and spirituality. Are we closer to the truth? For centuries, science and spirituality have been seen as opposing fields, one based on facts, the other on faith. But what if, in reality, they were closer than we think? Recently, scientific advancements have challenged traditional notions about the universe, consciousness, and even the existence of a divine power. Quantum physics, for example, presents us with a view of the world where particles can exist in multiple states at the same time, defying classical laws of physics and suggesting that reality, as we know it, is far more flexible and interconnected than we thought. Scientists like Albert Einstein and Max Planck openly express their belief in a higher force that unifies the universe. Planck in particular stated that matter is just the visible form of energy. In other words, what we call God could be the very energy that permeates the entire cosmos, connecting everything and everyone in an invisible, interwoven network. At the same time, neurological discoveries are also changing the way we understand human consciousness. Modern science has begun to explore what happens in the brain during deep meditation states or near-death experiences. Surprisingly, many of these states align with what ancient spiritual traditions have always said about the connection with the divine. The human brain, as a spiritual antenna, could be more powerful than we imagine, capable of tapping into universal truths that, for centuries, have remained in the shadows. These scientific discoveries not only open new possibilities for understanding, but also challenge the control that elites have exerted over spiritual knowledge. If science and spirituality are beginning to converge, this means that the truth about God and the cosmos is within reach for everyone. It's no longer something restricted to a small group, but a universal mystery waiting to be uncovered by all who seek to understand the true nature of reality. The revealed secret, the transformative power within you. We have reached the pinnacle of this journey. The secret that the elites tried to conceal, the hidden knowledge of God, the spiritual truth that can completely transform your life, is closer than you think. And the best part, it does not need to be sought in temples or ancient books, but rather within you. The greatest revelation of all is that you possess a divine power within you, an energetic force that connects you to the cosmos. The idea that you are separate from God or the universe is an illusion. Since ancient times, great spiritual traditions have told us that we are created in the image and likeness of God, or as the Greek philosopher Socrates said, know thyself. What this essentially means is that by understanding and connecting with our true selves, we access a higher power that can change not only our lives, but also our reality. Science is beginning to validate what spiritual traditions have always known. Recent studies in neuroscience and quantum physics indicate that human consciousness has a direct impact on the world around us. Thoughts, emotions, and intentions can shape our reality in ways that once seemed unimaginable. This is what many refer to as the law of attraction, a universal law that states that what you project into the universe returns to you. If you believe in your inner power and connect with your true essence, you begin to live in alignment with a higher frequency, attracting into your life everything that resonates with that energy. Therefore, the secret is not in something external, but in awakening the divine force that already exists within you. The elite did not want you to know this, because an awakened and empowered people would never submit to manipulation or a system of control. The knowledge of the divine and inner power is your true freedom. Now is the time to embrace this power, take control of your life, and connect with the universal truth that is within everyone's reach. Awaken the power within you. Now that you know the secret that has been hidden for so long, are you ready to take transformative action? Divine power is not found in a distant temple or in the words of a religious leader. It resides within you, waiting to be accessed. All you need to do is look inward, connect with your true essence, and understand the incredible strength you already possess. Remember, the elite sought to control spiritual knowledge because they knew that awakening the masses to this truth would mean losing control. But now, with increasing awareness and advances in science, we are closer than ever to revealing the true potential of humanity. Spirituality is not something you need to seek outside of yourself. It is a journey of self-discovery and self-transformation. The change you seek in the world begins within you when you decide to access your inner power. So, what will you do with this truth? How will you begin to explore the divine strength that is already within you? Leave your response in the comments. Let's create a community of people awakening to this truth and sharing their journeys. And if this video has touched something deep within you, like, share, and subscribe to the channel so that more people can discover the secret the elite doesn't want you to know. Now, it's time to live your life with a new perspective, knowing that the power to transform your reality is in your hands. True freedom begins with the awareness of your own potential. Are you ready to start this journey?